Just woke up about 7:30 here at Angel's Rest Hiker Haven Hostel, and I'm all packed up. I was letting my phone charge just a little bit more while I drink my coffee because I slack packed yesterday. Back here, I have to wait for a ride back up to that Peters Mountain trailhead. So now I'm just kind of hanging around until that shuttle leaves here in just a few minutes. I slept very well last night, so I'm hoping that helps with today's 19 miles, climb 3 mountains in the rain. It's gonna be a day. I just got dropped off at the trailhead. It's about 9:30 in the morning. It is raining, but not too bad. So I'm grateful for that. And got this day ahead of me. This gives you an idea of how much rain we've gotten in the last 3 days. The river is rushing. I am briefly hiding under this sign awning because it started to pour and it was here. The rain is supposed to stop within the next hour, but I'm not convinced. It's a pretty good little rainstorm. Like the pressure definitely dropped, the temperature definitely dropped, and so after I got rained on and my rain jacket actually even wetted out down the back, it was so cold. So luckily it stopped. I was able to put on, I've got on basically every layer that I own right now, other than my rain jacket, which is drying on the back of my pack. I had to put on every layer because I was so cold. I even had my gloves on, and I had my rain mitts on over that. But luckily I warmed back up. It stopped raining. I pray that's the last of it for today. And I've still got about 8 miles to go. There are some dark clouds coming for me. I stayed at Pickle Branch Shelter last night. It's about 8:30. I'm gonna get on the trail. I slept so hard last night after being just cold and wet all day, so I'm getting a little bit later start. But dry today, except I did put on cold, wet socks this morning, which is always a little bit demoralizing, but the trail is going to be so wet, my socks and shoes are going to get wet anyway, so no sense in putting on dry socks into wet shoes to go on a wet trail. So here we go. An old log cabin right here on the trail. This is the Kefir oak. It is the oldest, biggest oak tree on the Appalachian Trail. It is over 300 years old. This is the first of supposedly about a dozen of these cairns that it says they think were built by early farmers, and there should be more. You can see a couple more smaller ones. Should be more along the ridge of this mountain. I'm coming up on the Eastern Continental Divide, which splits where water will either flow into the Gulf of Mexico or into the Atlantic Ocean. I smelled it before I saw it, but there's trail magic down here.
Comes the engineer. Had a girl hit that rock sideways and ended up with a we don't think she broke her wrist.
So the bridge across Craig Creek is out, and the water is like chest high and rushing right now from all the recent rain. So I've got Willen and Yogi, and we are doing the high water route, which is a road walk, 2 roads. So it's like 5 miles on the road. So something different. I am leaving Pickle Branch Shelter, where I tent camped last night. And today starts the Virginia Triple Crown for me. So that is Dragon's Tooth, then McAfee Knob, and then Tinker Cliffs. This is the first sun I've gotten in about 2 days, and I just want to soak it in. It feels so good. It's windy today. I was definitely bringing the temperature down, so the sun feels great. Has been a windy, rocky climb all morning. So that is Dragon's Tooth, the first of the Virginia Triple Crown. It is a very windy day though. This is a very rocky descent from Dragon's Tooth.
Texture to it.
Caution, the next mile of trail is rocky and steep in sections. Follow the blazes closely. That was an understatement. This is my first blooming rhododendron. Not totally open, but got some flowers. They're beautiful. I just showed you those cows, but the trail goes right through their pasture. Let's hope that they're friendly cows, I guess. None seem bothered. Walking in this pasture surrounded by the rolling mountains of Virginia, it really just hit me that I walked the 700 miles here from Georgia on my own 2 feet. That is wild. You probably won't be able to see it very well, so you'll have to trust me that that right there is my first lizard that I'm seeing on trail. I've seen salamanders, but that's the first lizard. So I was gonna stay at Catawba Mountain Shelter, which is about 1.4 miles before McAfee Knob. It's only like here in like a mile, but it's only 4:15, and there is like a pesky, tiny chance of rain tomorrow morning. So my plan had been to stay at the shelter before it and then hike up for the first time at sunrise. But I don't want to risk only seeing it in the rain. So I'm gonna go ahead and hike up and over McAfee Knob today. There's a campsite about 0.6 down the mountain from it. It's a steep descent though, which means I will get up tomorrow morning at sunrise. There was just a lizard. Oh, look at that. Oh, ho, ho. 2 lizards in one day. Anyway, I'll get up tomorrow before the sunrise, hike the 0.6 back up to McAfee Knob, and then I'm guaranteed, you know, to get a good picture. Today is just too pretty. And yeah, I didn't want to risk the rain tomorrow, so hopefully I get both. So I got up to McAfee Knob and I planned to have dinner there. So I boiled my water, put it in my food, and then the wind picked up and it's pretty obvious it's gonna rain here in just a minute. So I've got my dinner rehydrating. So it's had boiling water in it. It's rehydrating and I'm trying to keep it warm, and hopefully dinner will be ready by the time I get to the shelter and still warm. I'm hiking back up to McAfee Knob for sunrise. It is 5:55 a.m. and I'm completely alone just before sunrise at McAfee Knob. I am now getting hailed on, just a little bit. The rain down in the valley and, well, here too. Tinker Cliffs 1.3. Are you ready for this beautiful view from Tinker Cliffs? I'm sure you're wondering why I'm wearing a visor on a cloudy day. That's because it keeps the rain and the hail off my face. You see a slight ridge line here at Tinker Cliffs. It's a beautiful day on the Appalachian Trail. It really cleared up in the last half hour or so. So today I'll be hiking the approximately like 17 miles to Beach Hill Hostel, where I have new shoes waiting on me. So I have done 620 miles in this pair and they're still in great shape. I mean, the tread's still good, 0 holes, but I do feel like the support is starting to wear out because I'm starting to have a little bit more foot and ankle pain in the last like 60 miles. So I've got the same exact Brooks Cascadias, except in a new colorway. New colors. I just reached Hay Rock. And I'm gonna walk under it. Well, I just saw my first bear. I was coming across this little creek bridge, and it was just on the other edge of the bridge there. And I didn't see it till I was this close to it. I don't think it saw me either. So I stopped right here and I just said, "Hey!" And it just ran off into the woods. Like, took one look at me and ran totally off. But, oh, that sent a chill down my whole body. Whew. I'm about a quarter mile from a highway and I can totally smell fast food. I don't know if it smells good or bad. It's always very weird coming back into town to resupply and all that, because it's like, I've been in the woods for 5 days. I have not showered. I have been rained on. I have been snowed on. I have been muddy. And now I'm in public. So I came out of the woods on the other side of this 4-lane highway, and I've got about a mile to go for the day, but there is a gas station, so I'm gonna get a cold beverage. With the crossing of that highway, I also completed the 263 miles that Gut Hooks considers, or it's called Far Out now, the trail map app. The 263 miles that they consider Southern Virginia, and I've now entered what they consider Northern Virginia, which goes on for 290 more miles. This is my final mile in this pair of shoes. Well, I regret to admit that if you wake up early, it's really nice to end your days early. So I did 17.9 miles total, and it is 2:03 p.m. and I am pulling into the hostel right now. That feels pretty dang good. A very small side trail brought me here to the Beach Hill Hostel.
And Labrador, and then I thought it would go
Scotland too.
I thought it would go across.
I just retreated all of my clothes with permethrin to protect me from ticks. I am having an unplanned but very enjoyable 0 day here in the Beach Hill Hostel. It's technically Beach Hill, but it's a planned word with B, chill. So I'm here at Beach Hill. I came in yesterday and I wasn't going to 0 only because I've got a wedding. My brother's wedding is next week. So in 5 days, I will then get off trail for 6 days. And so I was kind of just pushing on, not planning to take a 0. But then I realized I haven't taken one. I haven't taken a rest day, a 0 or a Nero, in 180 miles. And I plan to do 90 or so more in the next 5 days. And it wouldn't be kind to my body to do 300 miles, for me personally, for me to do 300 miles without taking a rest day. So I am here enjoying this nice sunny day while my clothes dry behind me. There's one other person taking a 0 here, so we've just been kind of hanging out. I'm gonna go into town and get another dinner tonight, and then I'll have 5 days out after this. So I'm doing my resupply at Kroger, and look what's on the wall.